Howdy, 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 my beautiful Aries. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today, honey, I'm going to be getting into a little bit of a you versus them tarot reading, the person that is on your mind, Aries. So if you enjoy this tarot reading today, or you just enjoy my vibe for today, Aries, I'd appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe because it does help me out a lot. Keep in mind, I am just a man reading some tarot cards to you. Tarot cards can never capture all the nuances of a human-to-human interaction, a human-to-human relationship. This is going to be skewed more so towards those that are of a romantic interest, but these readings, of course, could be dealing with a platonic relationship as well. Family, darling, you'll know the situation, right? It's up to you to put on the labels, darling. Doesn't matter what you identify as: he, she, they, them, anything inside or outside of that spectrum, darling. If the reading's gonna resonate, it's gonna resonate, Aries. I also do your weekly tarot reading every Tuesday, your weekly general tarot reading rather, Aries, so be sure to check that out as well. You can use this reading as some food for thought or perspective to consider. End of the day, Aries, I'm going to support you in whatever decisions you end up making in your life because I trust that you know your situation better than I do, right? You know what it is you can handle. You know what it is that you want to deal with and what you don't want to deal with, darling. So, yeah, let's jump into your tarot reading now, Aries. Remember, if you want to book a private personal reading with me, my website's always linked down below, darling, SimplyVelca.com, darling. So let's get into this now. Let's see what's going on between you and your person, Aries. Let's see what's going on here. You're currently feeling in the King of Pentacles. So at the end of the day, just starting, I'm like, at the end of the day, Aries, for you guys are at this place of like, your heart's not necessarily set on this, but at the same time, you're still open-minded. I see this as you're kind of thinking more so from a place of practicality at this point. You're not really leading with your heart. Maybe at one point you were leading with your heart, Aries, in this situation, but I kind of suspect that you were kind of pushed into this King of Pentacles situation where it's just like, you want this, darling, but at the same time, you're no longer holding your breath on it. You're no longer clinging on to having this be part of your life, having this person be part of your life anymore if it's not going to serve for your future, darling, right? Their side of things, they have the Eight of Cups coming in here. Now, this did try to come into the reverse for them, Aries, so they are stuck on you, darling. They are stuck on you, but I at the same time feel as if, Aries, that they are. It's like I keep hearing mixed feelings, Aries, where it's just like, on one hand, they want to connect with you, but the other hand, there's this desire for them to disconnect and just separate themselves entirely from the situation. I almost feel as if, with these Eight Cups here, it's different in this dynamic, Aries, than how I would normally translate these cards, in that I feel as if, they might be choosing to walk away when they start feeling a little bit too strongly their emotions, Aries, and then they start, if you notice with the Eight of Cups, that their energy goes into the moon energy, so it's a little bit more private, a little bit more hidden. Maybe they don't like being perceived. Maybe they don't like Aries having their vulnerable side be exposed too much, Aries. And so right off the bat, I can kind of understand why it is you would be into this King of Pentacles energy, because it's like, I'm hearing the phrase, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? I feel as if that's actually what it is that you're saying to this person, Aries, or at the very least in your head, you're just like, what does this person want? Like, it's one of those things of being like, are we actually going to like commit to something deeper, or are we actually going to just go our separate ways? A decision does need to be made. Let's see, best case scenario when it comes to this connection. The Knight of Pentacles coming in here. So it's a connection that definitely could be profitable, definitely could be of value to both of you guys, Aries, but the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving energy out of all the knights, right? So it does give me the sense here, Aries, that this person could definitely be what it is that you're looking for. But it is something that you'd probably have to have a little bit more patience with, or maintain that patience, because I feel as if you guys have been extremely patient with this. It's one of those things where both parties will have to really want to go at this for the long haul. The long haul, like down the road for the future, I see a lot of potential in this, but at the same time, it's like this connection isn't without a lot of work being done, right? And so Starting out at the bottom as well, what is the main problem between y'all two? King of Wands coming in here. So Aries, very interesting. It feels as if like both sides of the party wants to be the one to take charge. Both sides of the party wants to be the one in control. Especially on their side, Aries, they might want to be more in control in the sense of like coming off as like cool as a cucumber, darling, right? They want to be the one where it's just like you're the one text messaging them, you're the one that's messaging them, reaching out to them, and trying to get something from them. And you're not really playing that game, darling. You're just like, you know what, I'm a king myself. Genders obviously don't matter, darling. You're a king yourself. You know your value. You know what it is that it's like you have too high of a self-worth to be playing these games, darling, right? You have too high of a self-worth to be playing these games. And so you're just like, you know what, if you want to be playing these games, darling, I'm not feeding into this. I'm going to be standing over here when you feel like being an adult, when you feel like communicating, when you feel this, like when you're ready to actually work on this connection, I'll be over here, darling. But at the same time, I'm not going to be holding my breath. I'm not going to continue feeding into these narratives of consistently reaching out and they providing not much of anything, right? I feel like that's what you're telling yourself, Aries. So let's get some more detail, darling, on your side. We have the Nine of Wands here. This makes a lot of sense for you, Aries, because I do feel like you guys are just really standing strong in your conviction at this point. While at the same time, you really do want this connection, you're not really budging, and I don't feel like you should budge. The World card coming in here with the Seven of Cups. So at the same time, while you're not budging with this, Aries, I do see this sense here where as you continue to not budge, you're going to have different options presented to you, different other connections that actually could meet your requirements or meet your standard of what kind of person that you want involved in your life, whether it's in terms of a partner, friend, business associate, what have you, darling, right? You have the potential Aries as you consider maintain staying in this King of Pentacles energy, darling. I don't know why I'm struggling speaking. Other people are going to be coming in here, and then it's that sense of where you're going to be left with the choice of being like, well, do I continue waiting out for this person, or do I choose to consider my other options, Aries, right? I'm not here to tell you what it is that you should do, but darling, I'm always going to tell you, Aries, that's like, I don't like it when people put their life on hold just for a single individual to figure themselves out, right? There needs to be, they need to provide a little something, darling, for it to be worth that. You need to see a little bit of progress. So let's see on their side. 10 of Wands coming in here with the 6 of Swords, as well as Aries, the 9 of Swords. Darling. Aries, so, you have to keep in mind, I'm not defending this person, Aries, but at the same time, they have a lot of mental baggage going on with them. And I feel as if this might be comforting to hear for many of you, Aries, in the sense that, like, you're not the problem. They're really in their head about this connection. And they do want to work on this. They do want to move away from all this baggage that they have, right? One of my favorite songs from Erykah Badu, Aries, is Bag Lady. And I suggest everyone to look up the music video for it, because it's a fabulous music video. But essentially what Bag Lady in the lyrics mean, or at least how I translate them, is that, as this individual, we all have this baggage, right? It doesn't matter what kind of baggage it is, darling. When you go into new connections, those new connections, they may or may not be willing to deal with that baggage, to unpack that baggage and, connect with that baggage, darling, right? People ideally want to just come connect with people who don't have a lot of things weighing them down, have a lot of drama, have a lot of all that white noise, darling, right? And so it's one of those situations of, can you handle this baggage, darling? Are you willing to be patient with this and being like, all right, well, we can see ourselves through with this. We can work on this, what have you, because they have a lot of baggage to unpack. And at the same time, keep in mind, Aries, that they have to still be, they have this intention of wanting to work on it, but doesn't necessarily mean that they will actually follow through with it, right? So let's get into the best case scenario when it comes to this connection. 2 of Pentacles coming in here with the 2 of Cups. All right, now 2-2. And then the Five of Swords coming in here, Aries. So essentially the best case scenario with this connection is very much so confrontation. I feel as if you really want this connection to go anywhere, there does need to be this sense of confrontational talk and be like, hey, darling, you need to figure yourself out here. You need to go to therapy. We can go to couples counseling, darling. Well, at the very least, we need to talk about this. We can't continue going on in this path where we're both left to our own devices, left having to assume what the other person's thinking, doing, and all of that, and feeling. Like, we need to put everything out onto the table, right? Because I feel as if there's not that kind of conversation, we're just going to continue feeding into this Five of Swords energy, which is very distrustful, starting to build up resentment as well when it comes to this connection. I just feel as if this is like one of those connections where each day that goes by when, as like the elephant isn't talked about in the room, that's going to deteriorate this connection and not have it be. Just kind of see this connection continually deteriorating until it just gets to the point where one side is probably being you, Aries, where you're just like, you know what, and you're just pissed off with them, you're just like disgusted with them, you're just like, you know what, I don't even like you anymore, right? So it's one of those things where it's just like piss or get off the pot, right? So let's get some advice from your spirit guides in regards to this connection, Aries. I just wish this person would be able to be willing to work on their issues, Aries, right? Because I do see on your side that you really just want things to just like be stable, just like, you know, build up for the future. But for them, Eight of Swords here with the Tower card. And then we have here, Aries, the King of Swords. So as I was just saying beforehand, this is at a stalemate, right? The Eight of Swords represents where it's like, y'all, there's no movement that's going to be happening in this connection unless there's a conversation. You know, there does need to be a tower moment paired with the King of Swords, Aries, a tower moment through conversation, through this sense of, you know, swords representing that you're more so like your psyche, and the King of Swords like communicating maturely being the key word, darling, maturely, and just figuring things out, talking things out, and putting your cards out on the table, perspective being spoken, Aries. And so really, you know, again, I'm not going to tell you how to handle this connection, darling, because it's your business if you choose to wait out on this connection or not. But it's one of those things, if you can't make them have a conversation and be honest and just completely vulnerable with this and be like, hey, this is where I'm at, this is where, you know, all of that, then I just don't see this really going anywhere. And I feel like you're kind of already getting to this sense as well, Aries, where you're just like, this isn't going to really develop to anything fruitful at this point. So, you know, let's get a few more cards, Aries, when it comes to this connection. Let's see here. You know, let's just do like, what if you choose to move on from this connection, right? I always like to provide those options, right? So what happens if Aries does choose to move on from this connection? Three of Pentacles, already looking fabulous, darling. Three of Wands. Come on, 3. Can we get another 3? And we have the King of Cups. So if you do choose to move on from this connection, Aries, I do see you guys coming into new partnerships, right? I do see you guys finding new people rather quickly as well. It's almost as if that they're already around you in your current space, which would make sense, Aries, as to why you have that Seven of Cups in on your side of the energies, because as you know, it's as if these people are already actively around. You may already have considered being like, oh, well, they would be a good friendship, but I don't have the time or emotional capacity to deal with them right now or to connect with them. I feel as if you were to make time for new connections, King of Cups is the energy that you would be exuding. I just enjoy how we're just having all the kings, darling, coming in here for you. It's that sense of just strong emotional stability, and just you get exactly what it is that you're desiring, Aries. And so then it's just left with the question of being like, is this person worth the wait? Is this person worth really figuring things out? Because I do see Death card in the back of the deck as well. I just do see like there's so much benefit to you just putting a closure to this connection entirely, Aries. And so let's see what happens if you choose to maintain connecting with this energy though, Aries, before we close this off so we're not one-sided. Five of Cups with the Ace of Swords. as well as the Three of Cups. I am going to be honest here, Aries. I do kind of see this sense here of where it's like third party energy gets involved. Now, I'm not going to say who gets another person involved in the situation, Aries, but there's definitely the sense that there's like wandering eyes. It does feel as if as this continues to deteriorate, someone, or maybe it's on both sides, Aries, where it's just like y'all start divulging off and start doing your own thing, connecting to other people, and it just ends up being bitter, as I was kind of suspecting beforehand, Aries. So, but yeah, darling, free will and all that. Y'all will know how to handle this situation better than I ever possibly could, Aries. So take these cards as you will. Let's give y'all some Moon Oracle cards as well before we close off your reading, Aries. See if these Moon Oracle cards can give any final thoughts. And we'll pull an Animal Oracle card as well, Aries, for you. We have the Blue Moon, believe in the impossible. So what is this? What does the impossible mean for you, Aries? Do you believe it's not possible for you to attract new people in your life that actually is more fitting for you? Or do you not believe that this connection could go anywhere, right? Well, that's kind of like, it's going to be up to you to figure out what that impossible is for you. But there's something that you're telling yourself, Aries, and being like, convincing yourself of a narrative of being like, it's never going to happen in such a way. So why bother in this way? And actually, Spirit's just is like, actually, it's not quite as impossible as you might anticipate it being, darling, right? So, and then we have the Shark card. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of these situations. So at the end of the day, you do know the situation better, Aries, as I always like to say, darling. So you know what it is that you need to do. You probably were just receiving this reading as a sense of a confirmation for, getting like the go-ahead from someone else and being like, all right, well, these cards are also saying it. If Spirit's also saying this, then obviously it's not, and I'm not being crazy about it, or I'm not in my head about it. It's something that I feel like you're going to be telling yourself. So yeah, Aries, I don't feel drawn to be pulling any more cards for you, darling. I hope you found this reading helpful at all. Be sure to check out your weekly general tarot reading every single Tuesday, darling, Aries. If you would like to, give this video a like and subscribe if you did enjoy this. And remember, if you want to book a private personal reading with me, Aries, my website is always linked down below next to my social medias, TikTok and Instagram, SimplyVelca. And so also my website, SimplyVelca.com. So hopefully I can connect with you sometime in the near future, Aries. I love you so much, darlings. Bye.